It's me, Fatigue Perkins. For today's video, I am going to talk about my zodiac sign and everything that is detailed to be described as. This is me. Yes, this is me. This is me in real flesh. Also speaking to let you guys know that I'm here. But yes, I'm a water sign. I'm ancient times. I'm one connected to the universe, and the only sign that's connected to the universe as such as myself is is a Scorpio. That's the only sign that's deep rooted into the universal energies and knows the laws of the universe. The Scorpio knows every law of the governing board of the universe. That's what the Scorpio knows. So now we're gonna get more into everything about me. So we're just gonna get more in detail and talk about everything you want to know about me, about my zodiac sign. So yeah, so let's talk about it. So as you can see, I have been known to go just below the belt to win a fight. Because being a water sign, it's like in nuts fights in general, you have to go further than your opponent at least expects you to go. It's part of war. It's a part of art of war. It's like, and since I'm in divine with the universal laws and principles, I understand how far the equator has to go in order to get victory of what I substantially want. Yes, like, yeah, I have emotional intelligence, so I'm not saying this in like all the negative viewpoints of being a Scorpio sign, but I'm just saying it as an educational viewpoint so other people can understand like a little bit input into their zodiac sign of how they approach things in life. So, this is just me. We have a lot of emotions. We're very emotional, so, like, very, very emotional. Sometimes you can be, spiteful, but we are loyal, as everything will come, we treat people right, we treat people as what they show us, we treat people like that. What they show us is what we show them. They show us a friend, but remember, not all friends are friends too. I'm smart enough to know that also as a Scorpio. Not all friends are friends. There's some friends in this world that are your enemies in disguise. So there's some friends in this world that are enemies in disguise. So, it's like I'm very spiteful, very, very spiteful, and I'm very revengeful too. So, um, if there was a petty argument and it was just an argument over nothing viewpoints that just happened out of a blue, it just depends on what the conversation all implies. Because as a Scorpio, I test people to their limits so I could break their truth of who they are. Meaning there's nothing that they could try like, oh, hide it against me. I show them and already know who they are. And I don't count everybody in this world as a friend to me. Because not everybody in this world likes me, and not everybody in this world is a friend. Yeah, I do burst out with emotions. It's the emotions because it's all based on the feeling, the sensation that thrives into your bloodstreams, that boils you up, that gets you heated and gets you angry. So it's like the more history and depth the situation of knowledge is, the more worse the outcomes is going to be for that person who did wrong, or the persons who did wrong unto me. So it just become out more worse and harsh. No, I don't forgive so easily. You want to know why I don't forgive so easily? Because here's the thing. Say if someone was throwing balloons at you and they were just water balloons, we're just gonna keep it like nicely viewpoint. You know, how far of those water balloons do you want them to keep throwing at you until you break, basically? So I don't forgive so easily. I hold people accountability and grudges as I place on them. And I walk into that footstep with them each and every day. So they know where we are in our placements in life. And if they safeguard themselves, maybe they might be safe. However, if they don't, then we are just over with and will always be just enemies listing viewpoints. So Yes, when we feel disrespected as a Scorpio sign, or betrayed, or disrespected, or personally attacked, that's when our dark part of us come out. So when we're betrayed, disrespected, or personally attacked, I mean, if you made a personal attack towards me, of course I'm gonna feel betrayed. Of course I'm gonna feel disrespectful. And of course you're gonna make the person show you the dark side of them because I'm in one with the universal principles. It's like the law of change. There's the law of light and there's the law of darkness. So it's like you're changing the good perspective of someone to show them the dark perspective of someone. And it's only how far, because I'm an extremist, you guys, so it's only how far of the darkness road I will go. I'm very intense. I'm very intimidating. I do suffer from a resting bitch face also, but I'm very intense and I'm also intimidating, very intense and very intimidating. Um, I'm very chill and relaxed also. I'm very emotionally intelligent. I'm not saying that because, of course, there's Pop Smoke, the rapper who said on Nefertiti catches mood swings. And I'm just sorry about that, you guys. I'm just clarifying everything about mood swings about me. So, of course, what would you do if someone tried to hurt you? What would you do if someone tried to slap on you? What would you do? Honestly, how would you feel of your anger management feeling? How would you feel if you didn't do nothing wrong to someone and they always kept trying to do something wrong to you? How would you feel? How would you feel? Exactly, you'll get mad. And don't say you wouldn't because no man's perfect and no man's holy like God is. So, how angry would you get if someone tried to disrespect you or just try to like make threats towards you or intimidate you or anything in those manners? Because I'm trying to make it like you can understand the deeper root of where the Scorpio will get mad. So yes, being a Scorpio, yes, of course, financials, we gotta take care of our financials because we're a universal principles. Everything's in a universal principle. The law of hard work, the law of the law of commission report. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we're putting all this work ethic in for something. We're not gonna put all this work in for nothing. So we can get the value exchange of all that hard work we put in back to the exchange of all that hard work we put out. You see what I'm saying? Because it has to be an equal for us to feel satisfied. That's all it is. It has to be an equal scenario for we to feel satisfied. I just wanted to talk about this because of course, in different signs they say like, oh yeah, there's like questioning and stuff like that can help reduce the fucking anger management of them, and make them dismiss their anger. But no, it's not like that. You know, all you do is you're just gonna push the button to the hot spot, and once when you get pushed to the hot spot of their anger management principles, that's all you're basically gonna do. I learned this how people try to play with me by questioning like, why are you trying to be angry at my homie? Why are you trying to be angry at my friend? Why are you trying to be angry at this? I've had heard that before in my life. But it's because people are pushing buttons that they should be careful that they don't know how to push. Because I'm a pusher at everything I do, like Kevin Gates said, push it. So everything I do, I just push it up harder and harder and harder. So they can go ahead and play a little bit of mind games on me, but I still know the truth, basically. Yes, we have our argumentative styles, of course. I'm sorry, I do cuss a lot because it's just speaking, and letting every information out. Of course, I'm in the YouTube platform and I respect the YouTube algorithm and everything else. But I'm just describing my zodiac sign, and when I describe it, it's hard to not just emphasize on the emotions of felt, not just holding it back, because I stay congruent with the YouTube algorithm and all the law of running, the business on YouTube platform. That's why. So of course, I'm keeping it more of a subtle scope so you can get the emotions and understand more about the Scorpio zodiac sign. So we have aggressive and passionate argument style. I mean, you can hear it in my voice how passionate I am to argue about this claim. You can hear it in my words of how I phrase everything, exactly how passionate I am when I do things. Yeah, being a Scorpio, we don't usually show amends. That's not something we do. We don't just say we forgive and forget and show amends to the person. Actually, we actually are smart enough to know the decisions that were placed and make smarter decisions moving in and forward for them. So it's like that. You know what I mean? If someone wronged you, what would you do? Exactly. Type of stuff. That's basically the type of vibe that it brings into the occasion. And yeah, of course, like when people think they wrong me, we just don't make amends so quickly. Yeah, I could be very short tempered. You know, I have mood swings. I have borderline personality disorder. So that's why I'm sorry that I cuss a lot. But it's just easier for me to express the emotions felt so that way I can grab your hook and grab your knowledge of you so you can understand more. But I'm very short tempered, but I know how to emotionally regulate myself as an adult. I'm 24 years old, and I mean, my soul is 3,000 years old. Plus, I don't know exactly how long, because Tukuma'atin, is my biological son, so I don't know how old because remember, we were hated. My family was hated because of the revolutions we created in this world. So, it's like, you know what I mean? So there's just so much more in this history books that people just don't tell people about me. And then remember, they didn't like me either, you guys, too. So I was also deeply hated, So I was loved and I also was deeply hated too because of everything I stood for. So yeah, we're very emotional. Just know we're just very emotional and we're master manipulators, because we're emotional. But we're not stupid. We're masters at the emotions, but the manipulations we do is based on like a view for our own conquest of what we're trying to achieve, basically, of a manipulator gesture. Other than that, we're 100% ethical in everything we do because not being ethical is not being true to yourself. And it's not also true to the person you work with, also. So, it's like I do business, I do sales, I came from that background, So the way I come off very sharp, of course, in those industries too, but I tell them I'm here to help you win too. Just like I want to win, I want you to win also at the same achievement of me working for you, basically. So, you know, it's just the same about our short tempered. How if you wrong one of us of a Scorpio sign, that you should feel like you're sleeping with one eye open, just sleep with one eye open because you never know when revenge is in our cycle to take back onto you. So that's what that's basically saying. Um, we could be we can go extreme, and when we sting someone, which people would say our sting is very violentful, but it's given in the wrong circumstances. It's all based on history viewpoints of how you take what I say and what you do with what I say. Basically, it's all based on that. Yes, I can get angry, and it's very aggressive when I'm angry, of course. But yeah. Yeah, sometimes, like being a Scorpio, we have our negative viewpoints, but we'll even destroy the relationships that are in our life cycle, because we have a dark mindset when we're angry. So we'll go as far to the bitterness of time to destroy the relationships that we built because of the heat of the situation that happened, because something went wrong in our relationship. And in a Scorpio mindset, we're not fake. We're not going to be like, oh, I'm chill with you if I don't like you. If I'm not going to say I'm chill with you if I don't like you. If I don't like you, I still don't like you. That's like the Scorpio's rising sign and everything else of a Scorpio. If I say I don't like you, my words are brutal and my words are truthful. I mean, I still don't like you and I still will never like you. So, like I said, like how you hear in my emotions, we're very sarcastic, mean, and also blunt. Very blunt. But all these words have to flow out of my mouth quickly and efficiently so I can get to the product that I want you to address to understand. So, and yeah, of course, this is just so people who, if you have like Scorpio children, just give them some time to calm down, give them space when they're angry so they can rework their nerves, and let them address feeling better about themselves and everything else. Like take a chill pill, let them take a time out. So, yeah. And the Scorpio sign is very, very, very most invictive. Um, a Scorpio's wrath that you should fear, it goes a long way in their minds after the argument was made and it lasts for years. Meaning, I'll go far, far in this argument, even if it lasts for years, to show you that I won this argument. So, like how you guys know I'm intersex, I'm not transgender, I'm intersex. I'm biologically a female. However, I have a male genitalia because I was born different as an intersex woman. So I had to fight that going back and forth with people calling me I was a man versus calling me I'm a woman. And I went argument on that by fighting men nonstop in all my years of growing up until I decided to, just embrace my femininity even more. And as such, and I am biologically a woman. So, yeah. And of course, when we feel betrayed, of course, you already know it's always black or white. Either it's going to be good or it's going to be bad. But in a world with so much darkness, it's kind of hard to distinguish the two because we don't see things clearly once when we've been hurt. And I do have a mental health disorder also, you guys, too. I have borderline personality disorder, also, if I didn't tell you, and I'm OCD. So, of course, I have obsessively compulsive disorder of everything I do. And the history viewpoints that happen, I still overly think about what could happen next. And they always have a final ending in mind to me. So, and yes, as a Scorpio sign, we don't forgive easily. We don't. We don't. Why would we let someone step on our tail and then come right back in our life after they keep stepping on our tail? What's next? They're gonna step on my foot? What's next? They're gonna step on my head. Exactly. We're not too easily to forgive. We're not the forgiving signs that forgive quickly. And yes, we are the champions at holding the grudges on for a long scale, meaning I have like people in my life that I still hold grudges on who I don't talk to still to this day. I mean, but in every family it's like that. There's someone in your family who you do not get along with and you do not talk to every day. So it's like we're champions at holding the grudge. We're champion at holding what was said and holding that grudge for the longest of time. Yes, we grieve for a long time, but it only turns into the sum of us making a revengeful scenario because now vengeance is on our plate and what we want to achieve. We want to go get revenge, and that's what we'll keep inspiring to achieve, and our motivation to bring is to go after revenge. And of course, like, don't just think that just because you feel like you got one over on a Scorpio doesn't mean you actually won over a Scorpio. We're really smarter than that. We're very tactful. So we're very like astringent thinkers and stuff like that. So we're very tactful in the approaches of what we do. So I like military operations, you guys. I like everything about wars and everything about fightings and everything else in that type of scale. I educate about self-defense, and I also talk about law also to like about self-defense laws also, and how in jurisdictions they're also viewed, meaning if someone was doing threats towards you and causing problems in your life, I have the right to do the same lethal force back onto them, basically. So in a legal standpoint, it's basically bringing justice at work, basically. So, and yes, we're not big fighters. We are. I'm a big fighter. I like to fight, but it's more so like we escalate situations. Like say if it was a calm like, oh, you called me stupid. We'll escalate it and we'll make it seem like you called us betard. So it's like we escalate everything people do to us. We escalate it. We take it one further step ahead so people can make it hit a little different in our mindset. So that's what I'm trying to say as a Scorpio sign, so people can actually understand all the emotions that a Scorpio actually feels while speaking the knowledge of truthful while respecting YouTube's platform also too. It's hard not to cuss because I try to watch my language, of course, but It's just easier because bluntfulness, it's more bluntfulness when you say cuss words to me. So that's why I got used to saying cuss words. It makes it like the forwardness of what I'm trying to say come realization. So it's just one of those types of viewpoints. Like I said, we're not afraid to burn bridges. Okay, so Scorpios are not afraid to burn bridges of people who wronged us. We're not afraid to burn a bridge where people who just we try to keep people in a center of scale. We put people in our life who we feel are beneficiary in our life who matter to us. So that's how a Scorpio basically is. Life is already short and we don't have time to waste around. So with that being said, and wars and fighting in a military operation, because I'm a military operations type of specialist type of person, I like to make sure I know. And then I'm psychic too, so I'm clairvoyant, so I see the whole operation of the scales of how far the war will go. So I could see it and everything else, and I know how far, as a stubborn sign that I am that holds grudges, exactly how far retaliation I will go. Also, as a Scorpio, yeah, if we feel triggered, we will defend ourselves at all times. In arguments, if you say something and cross of your mind about us, we'll cross of your mind about you and say of an argumentative viewpoint, and we'll defend ourselves. We're not going to back down from no fight. We're not going to say, oh, this is what it is, and we're just going to walk away. Unless we're more mature, which, because of course, because you have the right mindset viewpoints when you get older, hopefully as a life coach perspective, I'm telling you guys, for mental health also, it's just hopefully as like you're growing in your spiritual life also, and acknowledging these healing principles, that's also equate to you growing up and maturing as an adult that you are. So yeah, you guys, I just wanted to let you guys know that was just basically the insights of basically being in a water sign of the Scorpio zodiac sign. So hit the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video.